Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we here? Just to suffer? I would tell you yes if we were playing this like the previous 24 letters of this alphabet challenge, but not today. Not even on Apocalypse here. And here's why. First off, if you're out of the loop on what the letter series is, well, it's an ongoing series of mine where I try to beat challenges using only towers starting with that specific letter. And this has been going on for a while. 24 different episodes until now. However, there's just one problem with Y, in that there is literally no upgrade starting with Y. Not only no upgrade, but no hero, no map, no nothing. After XXXL trap, the list ends alphabetically. So what do we do here? Well, we have to be a little bit creative, and here's what I've come up with as a compromise. First off, with as many Ys as possible, we've got Quarry with 1 Y. And then we have easy difficulty with Apocalypse, the only game mode with at least 1 Y in its name. As for the upgrades, here are the restrictions I have put on. So every upgrade in this challenge must end with a Y in any of its words, except if that word is monkey. Hopefully you were able to follow that. So just to go over everything, we have very quick shots, again, if it ends with Y on any word. And then we have really big bombs, deadly precision and supply drop, first strike capability, sky shredder and spy plane, artillery battery and Bernie stuff, nice you got the double Y there, ray of doom, arcane mastery and necromancer unpopped army, sticky bomb, jungle's bounty, banana research facility, deadly spikes, primary expertise, sentry champion, and our hero is another one ending with Y, Pat Fusty, or I guess Fusty the Snowman. Same thing. As you can see, that's already quite a handful of upgrades, so could you imagine if I enabled Monkey, or just anything with Y in its name? There's actually quite a lot, but somehow, out of all those things, not a single one starts with it. Probably because there's not a lot of Y words in general. But yeah, I reckon that adding Monkey upgrades to this challenge will end up, like, doubling or tripling the amount of things that we, well, have enabled, and that's simply too much, I'd say. Same thing with stuff with Y in the middle of their upgrades, that would also double the amount, so just kind of think of it as it's like, it's opposite day, now it must end with Y. Speaking of which, it actually just occurred to me that there is an official date for opposite day, and that is apparently January 25th. I swear when I was a kid, I always thought of opposite day as the day after April Fool's, April 2nd, but apparently I can't find anything online that has April 2nd having anything to do with opposite day, so I'm not sure where I got that from as a kid. Let me know if you have any memories of that, or if it's just apparently a me thing. Anyways, Apocalypse is, well, a lot easier now, because if you didn't see the change in 41.0, basically, Apocalypse grants you end-around cash, because, well, I guess Ninja Kiwi considered Apocalypse too hard, given its, you know, categorized as like one of the medium game modes. But now I think it's obviously too easy. Look, it's round 16. I'm about to get my third farm, which again, I'll turn all of them to BRFs. This one will be Iridium at some point. But the snowball is real because on round 17, we now have gained an extra like $2,000. And if you didn't hear my thoughts on like what I think about the Apocalypse change or why it makes it so much easier, is because these rounds already give you more money than what the gnome rounds give you. Like, for example, round 17, normally I think has like $40 worth of balloons to pop because there's like 10 yellows. But look here, there's like so many white balloons, that's like triple the amount. So you combine that with the end-around cash and you have way more money at this point in the game than other game modes. Obviously, the rounds are harder to make up for it, but still. I do agree that Apocalypse was maybe a little bit too hard previously, but now it's shifted to, like, way too unbalanced on the other side. I guess there's not really much of a compromise other than maybe doing something arbitrary, like giving half the amount of end-around cash after beating each round here, similar to, well, half cash. But maybe that's too arbitrary. I don't know. Something else I would do if I had a thing called hindsight was I should have bought this Jungle's Bounty to be in range of the farms, then it'd make more money. But I feel like, again, because of the pop-up snowball, money isn't really an issue, because there's only a couple tier 5s enabled that can probably be gotten just by light farming. But yes, do think of this challenge right now as a survival challenge. How many rounds can we last? So I'm just thinking ahead as a late game. I think personally, this is the best spot for Ray Doom this map because I can shoot this straight line. And then, well, the bend after that. Obviously, you can't touch the entrance, even with the increased height of Ray Doom. So you might argue, wouldn't it be better to put, like, my dartling where this dart monkey is, for example? The vehicle will move eventually around 40. And sure, that does give you full map coverage, but it doesn't get you the good angles, and I think personally it's a bit more important. Hence why here. Let's see what Apocalypse has gotten us, though, so far. Well, obviously, anything that's not a camo has no problem, because the jungle's bounty. I think I'll go ahead and get a camo village at some point, or no, I'll go for a necromancer. Why not? The early game probably would have been slightly more interesting to play out if we didn't have the extra underground cash, but probably not that much harder anyways, since, you know, easy prices go really, really hard. I should probably also get some mult damage now, eh? Well, we have Pat Fusty, so we should honestly be fine with a knockback. I satisfied my requirement for very quick shots, so let's sell the free dart monkey that I had initially. And let's see, I'll rush a BRF, and I guess I'll rush my Plasma Accelerator real quick. It has been a hot minute since I used Pat Fusty, but he is honestly a pretty fun hero. I mean, look at that. Look at that mult knockback. Are you not entertained? And as you can see, the snowball is already insane, 44,000, and you know what? I probably will just stop spending money, or stop spending money in farms. I think we can go a little bit easy today. I will just add an extra Jungler's Bounty here, though, with range, just because I done goofed earlier, so let's just use this thing to make a little bit of money, and sure, we'll get all the Ys enabled, or that we have enabled drop down here, so even supply drop too. But that's it, I'm done for now. This Jungler's Bounty makes us, yeah, over double, so we could have gotten like an extra 5k from this one had I positioned it, but that's alright. Okay, let's stop fooling around now. Here's the Ray of Doom. I'm just gonna target the exit just so you guys can see some of the other towers in action. But if they don't pop in time, then sure, we'll just let the rod clean up. Also, in the meantime, show you what rounds come out in Apocalypse. They go really fast once round 40 hits. It's usually just a couple of Moabs plus BFBs. It's pretty relentless, not gonna lie. Apocalypse definitely favors towards high pierce towers. If you go for stuff that's single target, like, that doesn't deal with group very well, then you're in for a bad time. Let me see, though. Aside from spamming all the tier 5s, what would I fill in the rest of the map with? Well, in terms of the water, there's only one option. That would be first strikes. In fact, they're pretty good. Well, for surviving free play. In fact, if I'm looking at this properly, I might need a lot of money to fill it up. So, okay, let's go back to just couple more farms, actually. I did say I'd go easy, but not to the point where I don't have enough money to afford stuff. Anyways, we get a DDT before round 80 even comes in. Or rather, technically it is round 80, but the round doesn't go up until you beat that part of the round. So that's why it still shows a 78. You can make a lot of funny custom challenges with that. I will tell you that one thing. And as for the land space, well, I'm pretty sure artillery batteries are definitely the strongest, one of the strongest tier 4s of what we have, but the only problem is that they have a pretty big hitbox, so maybe there's a smaller tower that might lend itself to do better, like a sticky bomb. Either way, 6 BRFs, I think it's time for the other tier 5s, which there is, first off, Sky Shredder. I will go ahead and leave it on, I don't mind putting it on Figure Infinite. It seems okay in this spot. If not a little bit too centered to the right, but that's fine. Also, we can do a Sentry Champion right here. Nice fat 5-2-0. Won't be very strong though, because you don't have Homeland really to give it buffs. And there's the expertise. TechBot sure would be very useful right now, but unfortunately they don't have any Ys in their name. Let's just make sure to fill, like, we don't need to get too many sticky bombs, but I'd say one to at least cover every radius the track is good. So like one at the very entrance, one over here. These are mostly just for popping bads. Oh yeah, don't forget too to upgrade these first strikes to advanced intel, because yes, even though it shows all red, they can actually still target all the way up there, which I guess is a nice bonus. Extra ballistic damage doesn't hurt. First strikes are pretty damn expensive, so I've only, it's round 100, I still only filled out half the amount of water. Let's just go ahead and kill round 100 real quick, even though there's no purpose to doing so. The round length stays the same no matter how quickly you beat things. That's the beauty of Apocalypse, I guess. Just to show you also, you can't really shoot up with a Ray of Doom, so I'm just gonna keep it locked here for now. There's also something just really satisfying, seeing all the first strikes shoot in unison. That's kind of weird, because didn't I buy them at different points? They all eventually shoot in unison because all the balloons clear at least at some point, so that makes a lot more sense. I am all for keeping things nice and even, and also, I believe these rounds past round 100 are all randomized, unlike the normal rounds, which are now standardized up to round 140. So it should be interesting to see what kind of spawns that come out, if I recall. Next bad, probably like 115. 30 for strikes. I probably could have fit it in even better if I tried. That's what she said, but 30 for strikes is as much as I'm going to get for this game here. Maybe 31 or 32 if I try better. Also, I'm going to probably get a couple more sticky bombs, I think, since we also could use damage on other things that are not bads. Or if there's multiple bads, I mean, because, like, again, here's the problem with the artillery battery. If I do go for it, which I will now, there's no striker, so I can't really follow mouse at all of them. They just all kind of have to be locked in place. And, yeah, it would be way too much effort to micro all of them. If I were to lock them in place, I would assume this is an okay spot, just straight in the middle. And again, we'll just make sure bads are no threat. 112, actually, and this one came a little bit early. Just go ahead and use 4 for strikes to take out that one. Another one came in. Yeah, I think if you want to survive as long as possible, just use them the moment they come up, so that once we get overwhelmed, we'll at least be beating them faster, if that makes any sense. Don't want to fall behind too hard if pulling Apocalypse, because there's no way of catching up since, again, the rounds don't stop. Although there is a cheese, you know, the backing out cheese that they never really fixed for Apocalypse, and it makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't know how to get around the, like, retry last round cheese either on Apocalypse. Either black border it fully and not allow us to retry the last round, and people would probably get very angry at that, or just leave it be. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I'll show you once we're close to dying, like how you can, quote-unquote, cheese Apocalypse, or make it at least just a little bit easier. But I think with $300,000 to my name now, we're good on farming, so I'll just get rid of some of the stuff, just to relieve, like, reduce clutter. Part of what this run is right now kind of feels like rank bossing, but the bad parts of rank bossing, as in spamming a bunch of weak towers to fill in the rest of the space, because we have, well, a lot of money in our hands. Like, you know, each tower here giving us a 0.1% damage boost, but it's what we gotta do when we, you know, gotta push the limits. I am noticing now that non-bads are actually kind of getting spooky with, like, no support on our hands. I think one more thing I'll add, maybe in the top right corner, is how about another Shimmer decamo? Because I only have one village for primary expertise. So all these A batteries here need some decamo help. See 2 of them so far. They're missing some of the decamo. Therefore, I think I'll go for a 3rd Shimmer as well. Can never have too many, especially at this point. You know what? I do value my game being at least somewhat watchable, so I'll sacrifice, like, the 2% damage that I would gain from filling in the rest of the map with A batteries, just for sanity's sake. If I got any more of them, then you can barely even see the middle as it stands with 11 A batteries. Oh, and we're seeing bad DTs at least. Fortified DTs getting to the bend, the lowest part of Quarry. That ain't ever good. If you just want a quick damage check on everything right now, 2.5 million on our Sentry Champion, 5.5 on our Sky Shredder, 4 million on Radium. That's probably because it's targeting things at the exit only. Despite no buffs, I'm surprised this thing has half the amount that the Sky Shredder has. I guess maybe the Sentry is exploding with the high pierce adds up. So now we're getting fortified bads, or fortified DTs and bads at the same time. Kind of scary, but I think we have at least 10 more rounds in us. Just have to... Oh, these are now ZMGs getting to the very far back. This is where the Deadly Spike comes in clutch, though, because I can probably afford to tank, like, maybe 2-3 FDTs with the amount of spikes there are. Because they pretty much have, like... Well, they're lasting the longest lifespan right now since I haven't backed up the game, and nothing has hit it for a while. Something you don't always get in, like, a normal game, because these spikes wipe out after 2 rounds, but what if the 2 rounds are really quickly, or run out really quickly, then? Well, you're pretty much reset from square one. Alright, I'm actually gonna start using some first strikes on the balloons here, because... Holy crap. It's not getting Pierce capped, but... Boy, it sure kinda looks like it. I'll use some A batteries too. Oh god. More A batteries, more A batteries. I pretty much have to keep my Radium locked in there. Okay, now we're good. Right, who could forget the primary expertise? 1.7 million pops. Yep. Here's where the first strikes are coming handy, or at least the Deadly Spike. Don't tell me I'm dead here. I used up every artillery battery ability. I think it's better to just spam ninjas, because they probably don't, like, create a lot of lag. And there's so many ZMDs here that there's always something to sticky bomb. So sure, we'll add just a couple more here. At least Apocalypse does go a little bit easier on us, not giving us a F-bad on 140. Here's more DTs being tanked, but the 9 deadly spikes here, man, coming in clutch. And there's no way we can survive this, right? Yep, I have to change my radium targeting. Oh, that's game. Yup, right? No, it's still alive. Surely it's dead now, though, right? Nope, I got my first strikes back up. But boy, that was dangerously close to leaking. I guess all these smart spikes run, deadly spikes run, like, smart, so they all clumped at the very exit. Might not look close, but those can surprisingly take a good amount. I mean, let me just take a quick peek. Actually, only a couple thousand pops in each one, but they were definitely the most important several thousand pops in the game so far. And it's gotta be over here, yeah? Yup. Round 142. So, let me show you, as I said earlier, what happens if you reach that last round. We're back at 142, but the entire screen clears, so now we can just full focus whatever comes in, and we'll see if this actually helps us beat the round now. That is a cheese of a Apocalypse I was talking about, because we can just, you know, clear everything that was causing us trouble. Technically, you still have to beat those balloons, but, you know, we get a clean slate from whatever balloons we beat previously. The only problem is that these deadly spikes don't have as much tanked up, but I think it's fine. When the round ticks to 143, you'll know it would have helped. And I actually might not make it an extra round here, despite what I said I claimed earlier. Well, GG. I guess Apocalypse ramping kicked in really hard there. Also, is there still no review map button on Apocalypse? What's up with this? Oh well. That's it, though. I hope you enjoyed this run of the second last letter of the alphabet series. Actually, one last attempt here. I'm just gonna use first strike at the same time. Like, on top of the FDTs, maybe, just maybe it tanks enough. We actually did survive it this time, I think. That was the wave, at least. And say it ain't so. There it is, 143. We did at least increase one round. So I'll take whatever extra rounds we can get at this point. But nah, with 3 bads coming up and not enough first strike abilities, I think this is it. If not, this kills me, yeah. GG. Our deepest run so far only makes sense considering how deep we are into the alphabet. Okay, thank you for watching for real, and subscribe for Z.